Hi everybody. This is not my normal backdrop, as you can see. Just making sure I'm on Facebook. Hang on one sec. How's everybody doing? Hey! It's our Friday night sip and sew. Just making, there I am. All right, I'm on. How's everybody doing? Good, Mary Duncan is in. I have a lake behind me. So, can you guys hear me okay? Give me a thumbs up or a... Things are a little loud. Oh, what a beautiful machine. Thank you. What a beautiful location. So I thought I would do something a little different today on our Friday night sip and sew. We are in Idaho, in North Idaho. We decided to get out of town a little bit and head to a remote part of the state that we have some friends that live in, and there's a trailer on a big empty parcel. Good, you guys can hear me, super. And so this is Lake Pend Oreille behind me, lovely. I'm literally at the boat launch because I couldn't find anywhere that, oh, you're in Moscow, Idaho, hi. It is 66 degrees. It feels like 88. It feels hotter than it is. And I am here with Minnie, and we are talking today about off the grid camping and sewing. Does anybody RV a lot, head to the woods? Mom says she's sipping in Sholo. I would think so. So I decided I wanted to try some, oh good, Ellie, you got your order, fabulous. Hello. I decided I was going to try some off-the-grid technology today. There's been a couple of different things that have been delivered over the years, and much like everything else with technology, this stuff has come a long way. So notice I am not connected to an outlet anywhere. I'm literally on the shores of Lake Pend Oreille, and I am stitching away. Oh good, full time on an RV. So what we did was we purchased a 200X Yeti Gold Zero battery. It's a lithium battery. It says I'm at 99%. I've probably been using it for about 15 minutes or so. And it allows me to be able to sew anywhere once it's charged. A camper van, nice. Can you hand it to me? I can't reach it. I'm a little worried to move on the table. Okay, so this is what it looks like. This is my battery, and it is doing a fabulous job. I can have my light on. I can have my sewing machine going, and it is powering everything fine. Now, earlier today, I had said we were discussing off-the-grid sewing, and so a client asked about hand cranks and all of that fun stuff. So there is on the heavier, not as light machines, there are hand crank systems for those that have the thing where you make one revolution and it actually makes 3 stitches. There's a word, I can't remember the word right now. Oh, I am sipping, by the way, in my canteen, but this is just water because I'm in a state park, so that would not be cool. Look, someone is party boating behind me. How fun does that look? I could probably take my, maybe that'll be my next video, is taking Minnie on a boat. Does anybody have a boat on Pend Oreille? Someone says, I think her name's Heidi, says that she just fixed up her grandmother's 1937. That is awesome. Welcome to the club. I do a lot of instructional videos and stuff, so you'll have to check out my YouTube page. Anyway, so it was a hand crank developed in the last couple of years for a featherweight, and I was pretty excited about it because we do a lot of camping usually, and I like the idea of not having to take a generator with me or be somewhere where I can be on power. But to be honest with you, the way that I wasn't a fan of the way that the instructions wanted you to disassemble, or not disassemble, but take the motor off of the machine in order to install the hand crank. You actually could just take the motor mount screw off and put it onto the motor mount if you didn't have to have the battery operated light set up. But if you had to have the battery operated light set up, they actually wanted you to disassemble or just like take the motor totally off. I would never advise any of my clients to take the motor off of your featherweight if you do not know what you're doing. Jen, I haven't picked my name yet for my tan. I'm still taking suggestions. Hi, Mary from Seattle. I think I'm gonna make it like a contest. Like someone's gonna win something if they submit the winning name for my new tan machine. I just haven't figured out how I'm gonna do that yet. My daughter, I'm sure, will help me figure it out. You know, teenagers and their technology and all. Did you guys see it was her birthday this week? 17. She needs to stop being so adorable and delightful all at the same time. So notice this isn't the slowest or the fastest stitch, and a little of it is actually Minnie Mouse's fault because she is not the fastest of my featherweights. My 222, hands down, is the fastest of my featherweights. But it does, I actually plugged it into the wall before we left to come down here just to see, and it is a little faster in the wall than it is on the battery. But sometimes, especially if you're in a beautiful place like this, the journey is more enjoyable when you're in a place like this than the destination. So if it takes a little longer, it takes a little longer. I'm not hand sewing. If you've taken a class from me, you know that I think hand sewing is a 4-letter word. Because God created sewing machines and He expects us to use them. Hey guys, thanks for joining us. I am coming to you from the shores of Lake Pend Oreille in North Idaho. I am trying my off-the-grid battery, my Yeti 200X Goal Zero lithium battery. I know, I actually, so if I'm being totally honest, I do enjoy some hand sewing. I have to be kind of in the mood, and the quarantine crazies have had me in the mood. My mother-in-law wants to know where her 222 is for her Mother's Day present. That wasn't what I was sending you. Don't get your hopes up. From Pennsylvania, Ellen, hi from Pennsylvania. This large spool apparatus, this is actually, we sell this on the website. It's called the Portable Thread Stand. It's made by Superior Thread, and I love it because it folds down. Can you guys see this? It folds down all the way, so it gets compact, and it's plexi, so it's nice and lightweight, as opposed to their metal one, which is not lightweight. Hi, Jan from Michigan. Thanks for joining me. Someday I'll get out to beautiful Michigan. I have heard wonderful things. I was very close to getting an invite to come out to Michigan to teach a workshop before all of this quarantine crazy stuff started. Looking for my last two small pieces. Are they right there? They are. Okay. So if you put an order into the website this weekend, I'm shipping everything on Monday as usual. We just are out for a few days. We're purchasing a piece of land out here, and we needed to come and check out the site for high-speed internet. Heidi, I am making a Tulip pink quilt. I've been working on this for our last couple of sip and sews because I'm slow. It's called Cross Your Heart, and it's a pattern by Stephanie at Quilt Addicts Anonymous using Tulip Pink's homemade fabric. So what I'm doing right now is it's a modern quilt with a lot of negative space. And so here is my center of my blocks. I fussy cut all these little sewing machines out of her homemade line. And this is the center. I have to do like 12 of these for the quilt, and then it's mostly negative space. The blocks make up a heart, and they kind of float in the middle of all this negative space. It's so cute. So we have, since I'm kind of simulating camping, what is camping without snacks? So I have my Gardettos, because everybody knows that this is the best camping snack out there. So I have my Gardettos and my water bottle. Penny on Facebook says that she's been sewing masks on her Featherweight, not in as nice of a setting, from California. Way to go, Penny. I did a couple of masks this week too. I think I'm up to about 55. I committed to making 100, but they kind of are soul sucking. Like, they're so boring because you're doing the same thing over and over and over again. No Cheetos while quilting. Good tip, Jen. Good tip. Oh, Bridget, who sent me a cactus emoji, so she's probably from AZ, said that she sewed all day and now she's sipping. You do need to be careful sipping and sewing, not only for staining purposes, but you have to keep that nice straight 1/4 inch seam, and your seam, if you sip too much, your seams might get a little wonky. Okay. I seem to be missing a piece. There. 250 masks. Heidi, way to go. Nice job. They had another big call out to the medical from the hospitals here in Seattle because they're getting ready to open to elective surgeries again, and so they were concerned about having enough masks when this elective surgery started, and someone asked if I could make some more, and honestly, my business has been so busy. Thank you, everybody. Oh, now we have a train. Did you guys hear the train? That I haven't really had time to do any fun sewing. It's just been packing orders and getting sewing machines off. Lots of little machines found their way home this week. A 222, some tans, 2 beautiful white machines. One is going to, the train is right back there. over Colorado and Tennessee. Hi, Deborah from Missouri. Okay, onto my blue squares. Make sure I have everything laid out better. Mary says she loves the sound of trains. My husband and I were just talking about that, Mary. Oh, sorry, Deborah. Did I call you Debbie? My older sister is Deborah, and I call her Debbie. That's why I did that. If I called you Debbie. My daughter loves the sound of a train, and in fact, one of my favorite little quilt shops is in Kent, Washington, and it's on a main Amtrak line, and so trains go through there regularly, and my daughter likes to go with me when I'm at Running Stitch. It's called Running Stitch in Kent, Washington, if only because she likes to see the trains go by. Hi, Missy Fisher. For those of you just joining us, hi Inger in Seattle. We are doing some off-the-grid sewing today. I have my lithium Yeti 200X battery by Goal Zero. It's supposed to be able to allow me to sew for hours. Hours. How awesome is that? And although I charged this on the wall before I left civilization, oh, different sewing of Deirdre. Oh, Deirdre. Sorry. I got it wrong again. I swear it's just water in my canteen, I promise. Anyway, we're trying it out today. I charged it for a few hours before we left, and I'm supposed to be able to get a few hours out of sewing from them. I could have, and probably will at some point, purchase the optional solar panels. So then I could be like totally off the grid. I wouldn't have had to charge it on a wall before I came out here. But it was another little upgrade, and so I thought I would just see how it does in the first place. But you probably can't see, but I actually do have, even my LED light bulb is on. It's absolutely crazy that I'm just sitting here by the water sewing off of a battery. I bet that does happen a lot, Deirdre. In Washington, we are still under our shelter in place. But here in Idaho, they are opening up this weekend. I think I might dip my toe in that pond very carefully. Is anybody else a little gun shy? I bought the battery, Carol, from the only place I could get my hands on one this weekend. Before the weekend, I should say. There's a Bass Pro Shops in Tacoma, Washington that was doing a curbside pickup. Hi, Rose from Tennessee. And so I purchased the battery from the Bass Pro Shops and did the curbside pickup. Rose, my friend Rose, is having a bad sewing week. All of her machines decided to quit all at the same time, including her machine named Darlene, after me. So I'm gonna order some parts for her when I get home, and then we're gonna get Darlene running again. Darlene is gonna get Darlene running again. Jan, there's no mosquitoes here. Not yet anyway. Maybe they're coming. It's still a little cold. It's 66. I actually feel like I should have a jacket on. Oh, so Ellen was asking about our light bulbs. Our light bulbs that we sell are universal for all featherweights. Not all featherweights can take every light bulb. I am on the shores of Ponderay outside of Sandpoint, Idaho. The light bulbs we sell, there's a phalange. Let me start over. The UK machines, they have a deeper socket than the machines that were made in the US. And so you can't just use any light bulb on them because they have to be able to seat deeper into the sockets. Ours, we have the phalange removed, and so therefore our light bulbs are universal for all featherweights, but not necessarily all sewing machines. Although, oh my gosh. So Ellen Miller says it's snowing there. Where are you, Ellen? Missy says it's 81 in Redmond. That's where I normally shelter in place. Snowing, holy guacamole. It's spring. Time for the snow to be over with. One of the reasons why I wanted to try the battery system for this is we are building, well, we'll be building an off-grid cabin here, and I want to be able to bring my sewing machines, obviously, when we come up, because what would I do without sewing? I might actually have to read a book or something. Who wants to do that? Oh, Pennsylvania. It is snowing in Pennsylvania. All right. '78 in downtown Kirkland. Snowing in almost heaven, West Virginia. Okay. I am pretty excited for the restaurants to start opening up. Is everybody else excited? Oh, Missouri has a freeze warning tonight. Yes, I would bring the houseplants in for sure. I am so tired of cooking dinner every night. Actually, the worst part about dinner is having to think what I'm going to make early enough in the day to take something out of the freezer. I am very happy to support my local restaurants when they open up again. I love cooking, but just not every day without fail. Every day without fail. Oh, east part of Texas. 71 and breezy in Texas. This week I'll be launching my my May newsletter. I almost said March. All the time is kind of like flowing together. Thank you. I am in Idaho on the shores of Lake Pend Oreille outside of Sandpoint, Idaho. The newsletter always has some fun stuff in it. So if you haven't, I only send it out once a month. I don't blast you each week. And I usually have some free stuff in there. I don't know if I want to spoil the surprise, but this month's newsletter is about the light bulb, the LED light bulb, and everybody who puts an order in for a light bulb next week will be getting a free light bulb remover tool with their light bulb purchase. A favorite ruler. Getting a Scripology ruler. I honestly just use the OmniGrid ones. I know that they are the Scripology ones the neon ones that allow you to see the fabric more clearly on the lines. Is that what the Sewology ones are? Because I have tried those and I think those are very cool. But I've already made investments in rulers, so I usually don't, veer off course. I will tell you my favorite ruler of all of the rulers that I have in my ruler shelf is my 12.5-inch square. If I could have only one ruler, if there was some rule somewhere that said you could only have one ruler, it would be my 12.5-inch square. That's my favorite one. I use it for everything. It helps square things up. I can cut long strips with it when my fabric is, folded in quarters. It works for everything. Doing a gypsy wife quilt on my featherweight named Sweet Pea. Oh, that's so cute. You named your featherweight Sweet Pea? I love that. That is so fun. And yes, it is hot in Arizona. My wonderful in-laws live there, and they escaped the heat up to Show Low, which is northern Arizona. It's high mountain, and I think Mom was just on here a little bit ago, said it's only 77 in Show Low, AZ. Oh, it has slats. I haven't tried that. I think I know which one you're talking about. Yeah, I stick with the basic OmniGrid. One of my very beginning lessons I learned when I started quilting 24 years ago was that I shouldn't use the lines on the mat. You only used the lines on the ruler, because over time and use on your mat, your lines can get off from the self-healing and slits and stuff. And so that was a hard lesson to learn when a quilt I was making didn't line up. This quilt I'm making is quilt number 6, quarantine quilt number 6. Don't be super impressed. The other ones were smaller and already started. I've been doing a lot of finishing of UFOs since all this got underway. Make room for more fabric once we get out of jail. Deirdre said, love Gypsy Wife, would like to do it sometime. I did a farmer's wife and it took me years and years. 111 6-inch squares. Woo! That is a commitment. Allergies, I promise. Oh, Inger, yes. I'll show it to you. Maybe. See if I can do this without messing up the table. Okay. So it's a Goal Zero. I know that they carry them at REI also, but REI wasn't open with the shelter in place, so I was able to get this from Bass Pro Shops and their curbside pickup. You can also order them off Amazon, but Amazon's running like slow, and I needed it for tonight, which is why I know, isn't it cute? It's so lightweight, you guys, too. I seriously thought it was gonna be wicked big and heavy when I saw it in the picture, and it's like the size and weight of a lunchbox. Isn't that awesome? And I've been sewing on it probably for a half hour because I tested it at home before I came here. And it was only at 96%. So I think I can sew on it for a few hours. Crazy. It is spiffy. I wonder if they're catching anything behind me. Lots of boats on the lake. Hi, thanks for joining us. I just realized my blue nail polish matches this blue fabric. I had someone last week point out that my nail polish matched the mask I was making. Isn't that funny? I didn't do it on purpose. It was a happy accident. right, girls, down to my last 2 pieces here. I think we'll be ending the live a little bit early. So while I finish up these last 2 pieces, I want to just remind you about this coming week. It's all about light bulbs. The newsletter is going to have some information in it. My Ask the Doctor on Monday, which is my next live at 4 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, is going to be about how to get out those light bulbs on the older machines that are really stuck. So we're going to talk about that on Monday. And then the newsletter should go out on the 15th, which I think is towards the end of the week. So if you haven't already signed up for our newsletter, I send it once a month. You're welcome, Inger. I send it once a month, and it always has some kind of a freebie in it, and just a highlight of what we've been doing at the shop and what I've been working on. In normal non-quarantine times, I would be talking to you about upcoming shows and workshops, but all of that has been canceled at this point, and hopefully when things start letting up and it's safe to go back out, those kinds of things will be rescheduled again, and I can be with my people, because I miss you all. You all are my Featherweight tribe, and I miss my friends and my clients and my students horribly. Hi, Lisa Meadows. Did you get your tan 221? Or yeah, your tan? Oh, my evil twin sister's on. She said it looks like I'm in a terrible spot. And that roar is, I don't know if you can see me, but there's a bridge. I'm sitting underneath a trestle, and so that's a big truck that probably went by. Or it could have been the choo-choo train, because there is a train that is running just off the boat launch too. So it could be anything. All right, ladies, that's all I have for you tonight. If you have not already liked me, followed me, or subscribed to me at Featherweight Doctor on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, please do. Next week on Monday, we're gonna do an Ask the Doctor at 4 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. Wednesday is my interview with another hashtag boss babe from the featherweight world. Her name is Lois Haddock. She specializes in the layout and the function of your sewing room and ergonomically proper chairs and sewing furniture. Totally excited to talk to her. And then next Friday, I will be at another Sip and Sew, probably back home in Redmond, Washington, and not with this lovely view behind me. But if it's nice, you might catch me on my deck. So there you go. I hope everybody has a great weekend, and thanks for tuning in. We'll talk to you later.